Hello and welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're finally here for a Christmas bat rep. And let me say first of all that I have to thank a Seven Son channel and his video, because I completely stole the idea of this battle from a video that he made years ago during the pandemic. And second of all, you see the small table, because my winter mat is half of the size, so few points, and thanks to the rules of the mission, distance will just be cut down by the presence of the snow. So it is what it is. The story of this casual Christmas game is that the French are going to deliver a cargo of Christmas to their partner units into this courtyard of the church, and a small contingent of voltage are protecting them, and the Christmas tree from the evil British that want to steal the Christmas from the French. The game is pretty simple, and as I said, I have to thank the Seven Son channel for the idea that I stole. The convoy of Christmas must run across this road until they reach their counterpart down here. At the beginning of the game we have the voltigeur detachment protecting in open order this courtyard, so they occupy this terrain. A small brigade of 2 line infantry, regular British line infantry, and their leader start the game on this double edge, and the same is for the column down here. The column may be activated only for a 9-inch move, no double, no other possibility, and cannot be charged or attacked until one or both the column of attack of French infantry are within 9 inches to protect the cargo from the Brits. From the turn 3, one single British brigade of 4 units and one maybe cavalry will arrive along this long double edge, and the same is for the French on this long double edge to engage the enemy and protect the precious cargo that will reach the French outpost to send the presents for Christmas. The cart with the Christmas presents, which are really fun indeed, don't you think so, will only be activated on a 3+, otherwise it must stay put, and so the small French brigade moving according to that rule, because they cannot move more than 9 inches from it in order to protect. A special rule of the game: the 2 Jack Frost, one in every half of the table. When one friendly unit, this one for the Brits and the one with the hut for the French, one unit is going to go routed by any reason during the game, it can spend the magic of Christmas from the Jack Frost, it's Jack Frost, to pass the test. It count that it doesn't route. Once per game, one per side. And the Christmas tree, the unit which is going to defend the occupied terrain, benefit from the Christmas tree magic. It grants +2 to any valor and rally test they are called to take during the game. This courtyard here, this small wood here, and the large one down there are all defendable terrain. This wood is so large that are 2 separate but contingent part of the same terrain, so two battalion can occupy the woods with the usual rule. And all the terrain set aside the road is covered in deep snow, so any movement is reduced by 3 inches for the movement and for the charge. And that's it for the rule. Now, as usual, we roll to see who's going first, and the Brits will use the EA to take direction, and my partner for today is again Gerald, who is my dinosaur rolling dice down there, which accompanied me during the casual lone game. Back in a sec for the first roll of the game. The EA for the Brits select a right flank attack, and as an alternative envelop from the right attack, because the main plan is to try to stop the convoy before it reach the courtier, because due to the movement reduction is quite difficult for the Brits to run in this way and then cut off the advance in the middle. It's better for the AA to attack in this area here, set an attack here. So that is now to see who is going first. Our first activation is for the Brit, so back at the end of the turn for a recap, because the first turn of the game will not be so long and the game will last for 2 hours. As predicted, the British turn was quick and uneventful. They simply move the double. I decided, due to the table size, to reduce the double restriction from 18 to 12 inches, and so the Brits move at the double 10-inch move, and that reach the distance is just outside the fire range of the voltigeur down here, and that's it essentially for the Brits turn, and it started the French turn. The only real dice that I have to roll for the French turn is to see if the card with the presence will activate, and it does, so another quick turn for the French, just the movement along the road for both the column and the convoy. The French move forward along the road singing Christmas carol, as you can hear in the background, maybe. I hope that you hear something. And let me show you, before starting the second British turn, my new brigade officer, which I booked, just painted in a convention recently, and I restored it in a new shape. Okay, just for the sake of glory. And now moving to the British second turn. Using the skirmisher, the Brits fire and move forward. No damage occurred to the voltigeur, and that's end the British turn. And now the French turn start with the fire from the voltigeur, which shoot back. It's just a single die, but and put a casualty into the Brits in front of them. And then the activation for the convoy, which again activated, so they move more inches away, and then the reserve will arrive. Now the British turn, the 69 stay put and put all their firepower into the voltigeur, while the 32 will move forward, so they will roll 4 dice and they hit twice due to the hard cover, plus 2 casualty onto the voltigeur, which put them into in the shaken status, and then the activation for the brigade and then reserve that will arrive. The brigade I roll, but I have not to roll because the commander is down there, so they can move, and the reserve will arrive in a sec. Back in a moment for the end of the third recap. At the end of British turn, the 69 is shoot, the 32 is move forward, and the brigade in reserve will arrive. The 5th King German Legion and the 40 line has moved double in their march column coming from the reserve. The artilleries move its regular distance from the reserve, and the 51st Light in open order has moved the double, and the plan here is to replace the line which move to block the line, to form a blockade during the line. And now that's it for the third turn of the British. Now moving on the third turn of the French. So no shooting from the voltigeur. We try to rally, and we'll see if that brigade will activate. It does, and I try to activate this one to rally, +2 to the for their rule of messenger, and they activate. Now they will try to rally. Usually it was a 4+, but they have the +2 for the 3. They are within 12 inches from the enemy, so it is a 3+ roll. And they fail. They remain shaken, and now placing the reserve for the French, which arrive in a sec to fight off against the Brits. The cargo is moving on. The 4th Lancers in support of this small brigade. I don't know if it is a good idea, but I want to deploy the 4th Line Light Battalion, the 4th Leger, which I just recently finished to paint, so we'll see if the curse of the freshly painted miniature will hit the 4th Leger, and then 2 more line battalion in column of attack with the General Bosseton on the field, and I have to deploy the army leader, which is a generical French general. And that's it for the French turn, which essentially is a movement one. Now it's the time for the British. The strategy say engage as fast as possible, so it will be translated in a general advance with a few pop shots from the skirmisher, and Brits will shoot with skirmishers with this unit and this unit into them, and then the rest will march forward as fast as possible, and the 2 columns of march will be deployed in line after the movement. So the only shooting from this phase is the two skirmisher, which are hitting on a 6. No, so ineffective close fire, and then the movement, and I back. Let's see if the 1st brigade will activate and the 2nd one also activate. I roll for both because French play the confusion card, and the Brits need to activate both of them. So back in a moment for the end of this British turn. The situation start to go hot. In a couple of turns we will start to see the casualty mount for sure. And that is a very aggressive British movement. They must close the distance as soon as possible, and they take the risk with the cavalry, but they have their own cavalry ready to strike back, and if the French will charge the line, they can end the line for any reason, hold or not. More reserves is coming, and the French have a charge on the flank of the French cavalry. And if the cavalry charge the cavalry, it will be an unpredictable result because both the units are statically the same. British need to be aggressive because never fail to activate the brigade with the card. And that's it for the British turn. It's now the French turn. The French will hold the fire and try to rally again with the voltigeur, while the Leger will fire into the incoming British, and this is for the fire. So in a moment the tray, and it's 4 dice hitting on a 4, 2 hits into the British line, so 2 casualty on the 32, and the rest will be movement. First of all, this free brigade will activate for free. I roll for the messenger from the voltigeur, which activate, and for the present cargo, which again activate, but it still can just need the roll, so the road maybe is not will be an easy walk toward the objective. Back in a sec for the movement, but let me film for you the try of the voltigeur to rally as a 3+, and again they fail. They now are in danger and possibility to be charged by the Brits. Back in a sec. The column bypass the Leger in order to protect him from anything and be ready to push the British back, while the Lancers take the chance and charge the light dragoon. The first column take this sect because British cavalry is dangerous, even if battered, if taken on a flank, and the rest slowly advance. And now moving to this fight, it is the first one of the game. There is a risky one for French. Lancers have 4 attack. British has also 4 attack, +1 for the brigade support from the 40 in the back. While the French hit on a 3, while the Brits still hit on a 4. So we'll see what the dice say. The French put 3 casualty on the British side, but take 3 casualty. Okay, so dice only is a draw, but the French are the winner because they are charging in. No test is required, they'll stay, but the Brits that lose the game and as a cavalry have to retreat. And if not able to retreat, they will be destroyed, but they can easily retreat behind the English line. And this is a good result, because one of the major threats for the convoy is at the moment push back. Okay, in a moment put the casualty and back for the British turn. The British strategy for attack is engage if possible, which means that they can attack if they have a concrete possibility of success. So, essentially, this will be that the light company here will resolve its fire into the voltigeur, and then this battalion here will charge and try to take the control of the courtyard. This unit will shoot essentially, and this unit probably will charge the cavalry, which are shaken and so have a good chance to beat the cavalry away from the battlefield. So proceeding with the shooting phase, and we have 4 dice for the light company with no support because the 69 infantry will try to attack. So they hitting on a 6, rerolling 1, no hit on a fire, but that's okay. Cavalry is also the closest and visible unit to this line battalion, so their fire will not waste it into a column, but efficiently shoot into the closest cavalry, and the Brits spend a direct fire to add 1 dice to his pool, so 5 dice hitting on a 4 on that cavalry here, which mean a consistent 3 hits, which force the Lancers to take 3 Valor tests on a 4+, and no good card to play. They failed 1. Oh jeez, I want to spend magic of the Jack Frosty now that I will receive a charge in front. Maybe not. Maybe not. The cavalry is gone. I let run the cavalry, and yes, I let run out the cavalry. Okay, then moving to the activation for the Brits. For free, the first brigade of 2, which mean that the 69 can charge the shaken voltigeur. They have shoot, so nothing else happen, and see if the other brigade will be okay, so they can also activate for shooting back in a moment after the movement. At the end of the fire phase, I have to take a fortitude test for the brigade commander, +1 because the leader is within 12 inches, so is on a 3+. It passed, no defeat, and then the movement, the 40 has occupied part of the wood while the King German Legion is going forward. The cavalry stay put, is outside 12 inches from any enemy. It tried to rally on a 4+, and it does. It take out a 1 casualty and then move into the fight here. So the voltigeur has 2 attack +1 because they are defending terrain. The Brits have 4 attack, 5 because they are in line, and the +1 more dice because they have the brigade support from the 31st that are within 3 inches. The Brits will hit on a 4, rerolling 1. The French have to hit on a 5 because they are shaken. Oh, it's bad news from the 2 Valor tests for the voltigeur, but no hit in response to the Brits. So 2 Valor tests with a +1. They usually made on a 4, they made on a 2 thanks to the power of the Christmas tree, and they pass both even without the power of the Christmas tree. So they stay engaged with the Brits, but they hold their ground defending the farm. And that's it for the British turn. Pretty successful because they take out the cavalry from the equation, and they rally their cavalry, which can become again a threat in a turn probably. And now we'll see what the French is going to do in their turn. The first activation is successfully take over. The 2 column charge into the 30 second line battalion, while the Leger move forward, taking line of sight against the enemy and offer brigade support. And now I have to roll to see if this brigade will activate on a 3+. No, they stay put this time, so the convoy cannot be activated. And also this voltigeur here cannot be activated. I drop a card for activate on initiative for them to try to rally. No, still they cannot rally at all. So they are shaken, but they stay, and we'll see if they stay again. The rest of the French essentially have just moved, no shooting at all. Now we're going to fight the melee in the center. Let me grab some dice, because my column of attack generate 4 dice, plus 2 for the support of the other column and the brigade support, a total of 7. The brigades are in 4 dice, 1 for the line and 1 no support, because the other unit is also engaged in melee, but they have a card to play. They play the queen, so the defensive fire, which grant 1 more dice in defense, and that's it for the moment. So we see the result of this melee. French hitting on a 3, rolling 1, and no, I have to drop 1 die from the Leger, because they are not in column of attack. So 1 less dice from the French, but they reroll 1, hitting on a 3, and the Brits hitting on a 4, rerolling 1. Oh geez. For 5 dice, no, 1 is 8. 4 miss on a 2+. The Brits hit 4 times. They win this melee and also shaken the column of attack, but they are also shaken from the result of the French attack. Back in a moment after putting the casualty on. I had to get back because I forgot that I had a 6 in my hand, so I can reroll all the misses, not just the 1. So the 4-2 that missed to score, I can reroll them with the deadly special rule, and I cannot reroll twice, so 2 are still miss, but now are 4 hit rather than 2. So the Brits are 2 casualty over the tenacity, because they just had 2 casualty before. So 2 valor test at the end of this melee. I take now because I have the camera turn on, and both failed, so the 30-second is gone, and I will proceed to remove at the end, because now we have to fight this melee here again. 4 dice now for the Brits and 3 dice for the French, and the Brits play the Jack of Earth, so the scum of the earth. So -1 to eventually valor test taken by the voltigeur at the end of this melee, and again no other support from both sides. French hitting on a 5, British hitting on a 3, and British re-rolling 1, hitting on a 4, not on a 3. So they hit twice. The French miss all the time, so 2 valor tests now for the voltigeur, which are valor test on a 2+, -1 to valor test on a 3+. They failed 1. They failed 1. I spend now the magic of the Frost, the Jack Frost, so they stay again. And the Brits do the same. They spend the Jack Frosty special gift, and they also stay. So the fight in the middle is done. No one escaped now, and moving into the British turn. British movement essentially done. This 40 exit the woods while the King German Legion enter in place, because they cannot maneuver due to the enemy proximity, so they follow the difficult path across the wood, but they are outside in line and ready to strike eventually the French. Now here, this unit here retreat, offering support to that brigade, and I left the two roll out. The rally for the cavalry, which fail, yes, it's fail, and the rally for this platoon here, it's on a 5+, but they also play the card number 5 with stubborn, which means that in any case when they became activated, take out a casualty, and they fail to rally, but they take out a casualty, so they are no more shaken. So the melee is on their side, their advantage at the moment, and this is the melee that are going to fight. There are 5 dice, 5th for the line formation and 6th for the brigade support. The French are 4 +2, in this case +1 for the, oh dear, 6 dice rerolling 1, hitting on a 5, or 6 or 7 dice with no reroll. No, I take the reroll. So 6 dice each, whole reroll the 1, the Brits 8 on a 4, the French 8 on a 5. Come on guys, when you're better out there, you usually do the best, and this is the case again. Yes, 4-8 for the French, and just 2-8 for the Brits, with also have no reroll because no one is rolled, no cards to play at the moment, so the British take 4 casualty, 1 put them back to their shaken status, and then they have to take 3 valor tests. And this time I can take at the same time with no cards to play. But they pass, they all pass. They're stubborn in their heart. So again, the melee is stuck in the middle, and now it's the French turn, and we'll see what is going to happen here. The only brigade which can activate for free, because the carriage cannot, is activated. The Leger take this flanking position just outside the range, the distance that the cavalry can charge in the flank, but it's 1 turn maneuver only, I know, because cavalry is going to come. And now left the activation of this, or the rest of the brigade, because they want to rally here on a 5+. It doesn't, and them I want to rally, it's on a 5+. They do, so they take out 1 casualty, and they recover from being shaken, and now it's time to fight. But before, I have to activate the other brigade, which activate, now move them. They are quite in the right distance to deliver their cargo. Back in a sec for the movement, and then for the fight into the center. Okay, so now it's the turn to fight on in this, and I want to try a gamble, fight with a fresh brigade, which will hit on a 4+, just taking the support from the shaken one, and try to break this Brits. Again, they fight back with 6 dice, but they hitting on a 5 while I'm hitting on a 4. Both of us rerolling 1. Next, the previous turn it doesn't pay for the Brits. Now see if the gamble would work for the French. 4 hits for the French. and 3 hits for the Brits, which has lost the melee and have to test, but put 3 casualty, left my 2 center brigade badly wounded. Now 4 valor test for the British brigade, which are at a 3+ because they are within 12 inches from their main commander. But they failed to. They have spent the frosty magic. They have the car, but they failed to. So I cannot save anymore. The central brigade is gone, and now fortitude test for their partner battalion, their commander for the partner battalion. It passed without any problem. Back in the sack for removing the casualty and put the casualty token on the other French brigade. Okay, the British turn is begun, and they get a terrible card for the French because the gamble didn't pay off. They got surprise attack, and which means that one unit can take a movement before a charge, and this could be a little bit painful for the French, because the strategy say engage, if possible to win, take the chance. Now the fire for the French is from the Leger from the light company into the Voltigeur, so 5 attack on a 6. He hits and put the shaken status back, so they get back their status of shaken. And now the free activation will be for the reserve brigade. And let me play the card on the 40 battalion, which take 1 movement before the charge. The free activation do not need to roll the dice, so they move playing the card number 9, a move of 5, and then a charge into the rear of this column of attack. And that's it. This will be painful for the Brits, for the French, and the German Legion move out from the woods within 6 inches and in whatever formation I want, so they stay 3 inches away and get back into line to threat the French flank and Leger. Here again the cavalry charge into this column of attack. And we'll see what the dice will do. This unit has shoot. Now I put the smoke screen. That one on a 2+, it's also activated. It try again to dislodge the Voltigeur from the church courtyard. And now that's it. No shooting from the Brits apart this one that you have seen. Now moving to the fight. I want to start with the cavalry, which have 4 attack into the column, +1 for the support brigade by the line of King German Legion. And the French have also 5 attack dice because they are in column of attack, supported closely by their partner battalion. Both hit on a 4, no reroll. Here is a gamble for the Brits, which have no cards to play this time, but it's a very critical attack. On a 4+. Brits hit twice, French hit 1. The Brits are shaken, but the French are rout. So let me move immediately the consequence of this, because this column of attack is gone, dispelled by the cavalry, which now rampaging here. Okay, it's shaken, it badly, but it on a flank, so could be potentially a devastating turn for the Brits. I have to fight this immediately. Again, 4 attack plus the brigade support plus 1 attack because it's flanking the enemy, 6 attack hitting on a 5. The French in column will have 4 attack, but they halve this attack because it is outflanked and they have not support, so it's 6 on a 5 against 2 dice on a 4, rerolling 1. So all the Brits really rule poorly, or it will be a devastating blow for the French. The Brits roll anything set aside a bad dice. It hit 4 times and even doesn't matter because they take no casualty, but they ultra win this melee, and the Leger is immediately routed by the light dragoon, which rampaging across the French line, and this is a devastating blow. And now another potential devastating blow for the French, because this line is charged in the back, 4 dice, 5 because in line, no support, but +1 because is enfilading the enemy. The column of attack has 2 dice, 4, but they are outflanked and have to halve its melee value, and they are not within 3 inches from the partner brigade, so no support. The British rampage across the snow, reach the road and charge in the back of the French, which are not expecting this attack this turn, and they are completely unprepared. So the French on a 4 rerolling 1, the British the 3 rerolling 1. Oh, okay, 2 hits from the British, but a poor dice here. No hit from the French, but just 2 casualty is a real good result for the French, because they can even rout. And now I have to take the last fight, the 69 against the Voltigeur. 5 attack dice for the French, hitting on a 4, and the 3 for the 3 attack for the French, hitting on a 5. 5 attack for the Brits, hitting on a 4, rerolling 1. I continuously interchange who is the attacker and who is the defender. Ooh, French miss completely. Brits hit 4 times, so 4 valor tests for the Voltigeur, which have a +2, so it is on a 2+, but with the rolling of an ace they are gone. But they stay and they protect the Christmas tree once more. The situation is not good at all, and the Brits use the breakthrough card to move 1 unit of the fighting brigade for after this melee phase, and it will be obviously the cavalry, which cannot attack but can move to treat the column, both the flank of the French column. Just need to move in this way to treat both the flank of these 2 columns. And now it's in our outside any line of sight from firing, so it's quite protected. Now let's start the French turn. Before starting the French turn, I have to take 2 fortitude tests for this commander, because it lost 2 of his units, the Leger and the other column. So 2 valor tests on a, it will be on a 4+, -1 because it's under 0.5%, +1 for the commander to test on a 4+. 1 pass, 1 failed, and this is a bad news because this column is also gone due to the fact that it is shaken. So this gone, and now start the French turn. The French turn is a critical one for many reasons. The reserve is completely gone. Defeats don't count for the outcome of the game, but just for the situation as before, the routing of a brigade, or if units take a casualty. So at the moment he has 2 defeats, but it doesn't matter, but put for the sake of clearly. Now, just the main forces that start the game onto the table is still on the table. They are engaged, and they cannot move 9 inches further than the cards. So even if this brigade will activate, they can move if they stay here. But the distance from the entrance is more than 9 inches, so at least they will survive another turn to reach and get the presence on the charge. The British is at their hill. So probably I should try to run away, but if I run away and stop, this will be not the best situation, because then the Brits come with anything in their turn. So what I'm going to do now is, first of all, try to activate all the brigade, and if I manage, I will do a lot of stuff. Otherwise I will drop a card to activate this unit. So on a 3+, okay, the brigade still in game, so I can try many things. The first of all is no fire, so they will try to rally. They rally on a 5+, they cannot rally. Then they play a card which is surprise attack, and they counter strike the cavalry, which is a real threat for the flank. So I play 2 cards at the moment. The first one is Vive l'Empereur, which grants 6 more inches to my movement, and then surprise attack. So this brigade will make a movement and then a charge into the cavalry, taking the risk. The commander is here. Then this move 15 inches, so 9 + 6, and is going to enter next turn into the charge. So I need to survive. I cannot move more than 9 inches, so it must stay here. This unit will retreat in this way and can move further than the range of attack of this line. Must end in the same direction, but they are more than 8 inches from, and this is not more than, they can move 12 inches on the road, so they move here. So they are far than 8 inches. They can stay here, indeed, so they can offer support to the column down there. Cannot change formation, cannot change their face. So this is the last gamble of the French. They must stay another turn, and they must break the British cavalry. Moving on, the rolling dice. I had forgot to draw the card for this turn, which is, for the lucky of the French, a 4 stubborn, which means that when they activate to rally, they take out one casualty, and then they fail to rally, they stay with one casualty, but at least they are not so heavy beaten by the Brits. Now rolling the dice, and we start with the infantry in column against the cavalry. The 5 attack, 4 for the column plus 1 for the support, 4 attack for the cavalry, and no support because they are more than 3 inches away. The British hit on a 5, the French hit on a 3. No, they have support, they're hitting on a 4, rerolling 1. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. I need to make at least 1 4, or the light dragoon made the day for the French. At least 1 4. No, ho ho ho. The French lose against cavalry, and that means just one thing. They are gone. They are badly, and shame of them, honte on vous, they are gone. So the gamble, it didn't pay it off. Now we see the last melee. The Voltigeur 3 attack against 5 attack of the British line, both hitting on a 4. The Brits can reroll the 1. Okay, this was a 6. Is 3 against 3, so the Brits win, and they take 1 casualty to being shaken, and now to test on a 2+. Oh no dear, the game is over. The Voltigeur is gone, and the Brits occupy the courtyard of the church. So the proud Voltigeur finally are taken down by the stubbornness of the Brits, which occupy the courtyard. They are shaken, but they are inside the they are shaken, but they are inside the courtyard. They are gone, and now to test for this officer here, to test on a 5+, because they are under 50%, but they are within the general, so on 4+, 1 pass, 1 fail, one more defeat for the French, and no casualty, no more casualty. But this is the last turn for the Brits, because I fear that this column cannot retake the courtyard, survive a British turn, and then retake the courtyard. But we'll see what the dice decided for this Christmas French last effort to save the day. British turn. Again, the strategy say that they have to engage if possible to win. This unit here will not charge but can shoot, so it certainly shoot in the back of this column. 3 dice hitting on a 4 and 2 more hits. The French are now shaken from the fire, and now they have just to declare the final charge with the cavalry, they automatically activate them and they charge into the flank of the French, which have no possibility to do nothing if not brace themselves for the charge of the light dragoon and try to repel the exhausted British cavalry. 4 attack from one side, 2 attack on the other side because they are flanked, and 1 more attack because they outflanked the French. It's a really hard role for the French. The light dragoon saved the day and made the day for the Brits. Oh, the last roll. The Brits hits twice. It's gone forever. They carry all both dice, but they are losing because they are not the charging unit, so they're gone. No more French on the table, just the general. How a single unit of light dragoon made the Christmas for the Brits, which destroy completely the French defenders and capture the objective, and the Christmas presents will be looted and assigned to the battalion that took part of this game. Okay, and that's it for the Christmas game. A very unpredictable result. At one moment in my mind I say, okay, now nothing can stop the French anymore, and then from the mist of the blizzard and the snow came this bloody unit of British light dragoon, which really saved the day and the Christmas, stole the Christmas to the French and gave it to the Brits. That's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the battle as I enjoyed to play it. I lose again at the Hee. It's another test that the Hee works effectively for this kind of game. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas. Now I'm going to take some rest, some holiday. I don't know if I will make a bat wrap during the winter holiday, but probably I will make a regular tactical corner. In any case, we will see in the future days. Have a wonderful Christmas with your family and your small soldiers, and see you soon as possible. Bye bye, and again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.